A brand new series is here in iRacing, or I should say returning. The Replacement Racing League. It's back after a year's worth of layaway. Tonight, the Truck Series returns to the World Center of Racing, Daytona International Speedway, for 70 laps. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Slide Job Racing Network for live coverage of the Replacement Racing League. We're so glad you could join us. I'm Marty Sakala. This has been a league that last took place just about a year ago with a couple of friends that have now decided, you know what, it's the perfect time to bring it back here to Daytona. A nice car count with us here this evening, just under 20 drivers, and we are definitely looking forward to this one. Brandon Ishkanian, Dwayne Simons, Colin Johnson are part of the main members of this league. It's the fall 2023 season. And with it being the first points night, the big message that's been made to all the drivers is just be patient and make sure that we are having fun. This is a 12-race series. It will obviously begins here tonight at Daytona and will run every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. to the end, November 30th, where we declare a champion at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. How the series works, it's 70% fuel and length of the truck series, fixed setups, and one quick repair that each driver has. Qualifying obviously taking place here at the moment. Just a minute left to qualifying before we go race and give you your starting lineup. It's Jason Hand that is currently quickest. Here is he looking at Matthew Stanford in car number 81 as he comes across the line. And a 52.64. Let's go to Isaac Mock in car number 16. See if he can pull this second lap off in time. A 52.86 for him last time by. Mocking that Little Debbie Toyota Tundra off of turn number 4. Will come across the start-finish line. And goes to the top of 52.37 for him. Last time this series ran was November 9th, 2022. Ever since then, this series was on hiatus, but it's good to be back. 18 drivers will take the green this evening here at Daytona International Speedway. And let's begin by meeting the field and giving you your starting lineup for tonight's feature event. On the pole position, it's Isaac Mock in car number 16. His official time of the Toyota, a 52.365. Next to him in truck number 00 is Jason Hand. Row number 2, Ryan Libby in the number 46. Next to Thomas Ridgway in the 33. Row number 3, Casey Gilchrist in the 33. Next to Brandon Ishkanian in the 19. Casey Gilchrist in the 31 is next to Sean McCara in the 71. Row number 4 has Brandon Ishkanian on the inside. He's next to Peter Brillis in truck number 73. Round out the top 10 here, Andrew Parr in the 97, next to Matthew Stanford in the 81. McKay Johnson in truck number 18. He starts next to Perrin Huggins in truck number 8. Row number 7, Dakota Long in the 51. He's next to William Ridgway in the number 12. Jonathan Tuckness in row number 8 on the inside in truck number 94. He's next to the number 90 of Dennis Warrens. Rounding out the field in truck number 25, that is Dwayne Simons. And next to him is truck number 9, driven by Ryan Mullis. Well, field is just about set to go racing, so while we're at it, let's get you a brief breakdown here of today's race. 70 laps, 175 miles. Expect the fuel window to be between 21 to 24 laps. All the drivers come into tonight's race with 4 sets of tires, and 1 quick repair is available to use tonight. So if you have an issue, we have a chance to use a quick repair and go to the back. So the field makes their way off of the pits. Let's talk about the Daytona International Speedway. One of 3 super speedways, I should say, on the schedule here this year. They'll go to Talladega in 2 weeks, and then later on in the schedule, Atlanta is on the calendar on November 2nd. Just over 30 degrees of banking here at Daytona, which provides for some fast, wide open, 2 wide, 3 wide racing. You won't be disappointed one bit. Pretty sunset here in Florida. Of course, September sunsets never disappoint. 78 degrees, the air and the track temp. Wind is just small at 2 miles an hour, which means you won't see any tailwinds provide a huge factor. Series last ran at Bristol Motor Speedway. Now, just about 1 year later, they are ready to go back to work in the Replacement Racing League. So glad you could join us for this Thursday night, and we are looking forward to this one. Sean McCara, Jason Hand, bring us to green. It's showtime at the World Center of Racing. Three wide already entering turn number 3 with Dakota Long right next to that safety barrier with a push from the 8 truck of Perrin Huggins. But off of turn number 4, it's Isaac Mock controlling the troops at bay here. And it's 2 wide, then 2 wide, then 3 wide. Lap number 1 up on the board. It's led by the 16 of Mock. It was 1-2 Toyotas with Mock, then Libby pushing each other. That's followed up by the 71 of Sean McCara. Jason Hand and the Team Watson race setups 0-0, helping out the heart-to-heart 71. A lot of Chevy Silverados in today's race. Only 5 Toyotas and 2 F-150s with us. There you see the 98 once again. Want to make a move. Actually in iRacing car number 51, Dakota Long, with the push from Huggins. Very risky to go 3 wide this early on lap number 2 when you have a 70-lap race. Yes, you have 1 quick repair, but at the same time, you may want to save it for late in the race, or if you get involved in a big one after late in the race before you get to the white flag. You're going to want to use it again in overtime so you have a chance to win. Take a ride on board here with Dakota Long. That push worked well for him as the Sparta native goes to the lead. Gotta be very careful about bump drafting here with the trucks as it can lead to some risky stuff. 31 of Gilchrist had a nice push from the 71 of McCara. And who will lead the lap at the start-finish line? It's Long followed by Huggins. Long started from the 13th spot. Made his way up to the front in no time. Now he and Huggins drop down low instantly to go 3 wide for third. It's William Ridgway and Thomas Ridgway. The GM Goodwrench cards stuck up top for right now, and now it shifts down to 2 lanes. All the cars nose to tail on each other. 2 drivers have decided to stay by themselves. That's Jonathan Tuckness and Dwayne Simons. Decided to play safe and sorry. They don't like what they see up front. Quickest truck on track, McKay Johnson, 48.01. That could likely change here when the drivers come across the start-finish line. Ooh, that got tight there for Dakota Long as he just about blocked Gilchrist and nearly caused a pile up. That sends the 31 to the race lead. And Long was caught up in that sucker hole with nowhere to go. He now tries to find a push off the 71. To move himself up the field, and they get in front of the 00 truck of Jason Hand. When you go 3 wide at Daytona, Talladega's a little bit easier with the width of the track. But when you go 3 wide at Daytona, you get a little bit nervous. I've been that way too whenever I've driven a truck at Daytona. Beautiful sunset, skies tinted orange here. Lights are on around the World Center of Racing. A fun race so far. Field tries to stay 2 by 2. Huggins makes the shift up top. But now the Goodwrench cars back together. William and Thomas Ridgway in the 12 and 33. So they try to find a way to go to the race lead, but Makara all over Huggins' tailgate. So take a ride on board. Run to the inside for the 71 for the race lead. Back and forth, the drivers are going early here, but they don't want to take any huge risks this early at Daytona. And you see one of the Ridgway brothers, that's William, I believe they're brothers, decides, you know what, let's just stay further back in the pack. We'll hang out with Brandon Ishkane. Let's go on board for a lap here with the 12 of William Ridgway, give you a nice idea. Top speeds drivers are running in the draft just about 190 miles an hour, but you see without the tow, look how much time Ridgway is losing. Those trucks are just getting smaller and smaller, like a ball going the far away. Field staying 2 by 2 for right now. You see Makara looks to clear off 4. Can't get that to work. William Ridgway has the draft back once again. He tries to make some moves around the outside. Baron Huggins controlling the field at bay. Now, if you get a car length in front, you could try and work both lanes, but if you're a little bit too far out in front, that's when it can get interesting. Sorry about that. Had some technical difficulties there briefly. Should be good to go now. Oh, around goes the 8. Huggins gets turned. We stay under the green flag. 46 truck around in Libby. And now the first caution flag comes out. As luckily there were not too many drivers involved. But the 8 apparent Huggins and the 3 Chi ride around, and so was Ryan Libby in the unsponsored number 46. Now we'll try and get a good idea here from our aerial shot. On our replays, we're under our first caution of the day. There you see how the accident started. Let's go from right here. So field was making their way off of turn number 2. And is the 71 slightly Makara get into the 8? Nah, the 98 and 51 got into the end. Then it just led to that stack up further back. You see hand involved. Not too many drivers spun. You see the 46 around too. Let's see what a static shot has for us off turn 2. Gives you a nice idea of the aftermath and how the 46 truck went around. But man, look at all the drivers going through the infield and the super stretch. Like, a lot. This is the 46's perspective, and he got hit from behind. I think that was from Tuckness. Look at the 73 truck. The 19 of Ishkanian went around. Give you a couple onboards here to watch off of. First off, the 8 apparent Huggins. Let's go for Ryan Libby. And keeps it off the inside wall. Luckily, that's a good thing to see. We also had Brandon Ishkanian go around. See if we can get a replay of that. Here's Thomas Ridgway, too. That's what he saw. As he merges back on track at the 73. Can't control it. Does a little bit of off-roading. Peter Brillis. Then we had Brennan Ishkanian too. And he got turned from behind. Man, he went airborne, got turned off the 94 of Tuckness. So Tuckness got 2 drivers there in that incident. So first caution flag is out. Everybody decided to come in on the first round of pit stops. Some taking fuel only, others decided to go with 4 tires. It was William Ridgway that won the race off pit road, followed by McKay Johnson, Thomas Ridgway, Peter Brillis, and Isaac Mock. And the Ridgways will come in once again. Going to assume that they decide to just play it safe here and decide to restart in the back of the field. So, ready to come back to the green here, and will be a double fire restart. While we're at it, let's talk about one of our sponsors here. That's Team Watson Race Setups, the official setups of Replacements Racing League. If you're looking to be faster on the racetrack than you are right now these days, make sure you check out Team Watson Racing Setups with all the stock car setups in one. Everyone's a part of Team Watson Racing. They just don't know it yet. To learn more, make sure you check out TeamWatsonRacing.com. Speed. I am speed. So set for the first restart of the day. And the restart comes on lap number 13. McKay Johnson and Peter Brillis make up row number 1. Isaac Mock and Jonathan Tuckness, row number 2. Brandon Ishkanian should be next to Ryan Mullis on row number 3. Field is not coming nose to tail. I'm not sure what's going on here. It should be row 3. Then it's Stanford Simons, Gilchrist and Huggins. They round out the top 10. But we are ready to come back to the green flag. 13 laps up on the board. Remember on the fuel window here, 21 to 24 laps. So this race should have, the drivers should have 2 stops left to go, pending overtime. But look at how much they're fanning out down the back chute. Again, there's 98 and the 8. Designed to be the first drivers to go 3 wide, and it's tight. Ryan Mullis nearly pins the 2 into the wall. And Tuckness says, I want to go with them too. And that push may put number 95 to the lead. Oh, hang on there. Huggins gets sideways with the bump from the 51 of Long, but he saves it as we stay under the green flag. That's McKay Johnson out in front for the first time today in the A&M Racing ride. Decided if he can drive an ambulance fast, he can drive a race car fast. But here comes Tuckness in car number 94 looking for the top spot. That McConey setup shop ride working well, but then Huggins and Long decide to dish Tuckness. Just as he thought he was going to lead a lap, he fell all the way back down to 8th. He went all the way down the leaderboard like an anvil. Oh, and he gets part on the wall. Big wreck. 12 of Ridgeway on 2 wheels. Second yellow. Mullis caught up in it. The 90, I believe, Dennis Warnes as well. Well, that got interesting. And it all happened next to Tuckness. With drone shot, the 9, the 44 got together. That's Zach Skotnicki, who joined in the race late. He missed the opening 6 laps or so. We're going to watch this in slow-mo and super slow-mo. Skotnicki was just in the middle. Then he comes down into the 9. And that's just going to make Mullis a lot more furious, thinking, why is Skotnicki on the track 6 laps down? But that's the big lick there. 97 of Andrew Parr into the 12 of William Ridgeway, who I thought was going to go upside down. That was a monstrous hit. Here's another look at it. Oh, this could be the perfect shot right here. One of our camera angles on the safer barrier. Just barely clips the fence. And she was just on for the ride. Hang on to your hats for this one. We're right on board with Ridgeway. Let's go to Zach Skotnicki. Actually, never mind. This was in the aftermath. What the? Okay, we're gonna have to watch another. We're gonna have to watch another shot of this, cause I don't know what happened here. Catches the apron and decides to put it in the wall for some odd reason. I don't know what that was about. We also had Thomas Ridgeway, I believe, as well. I think he was just trying to avoid the 44. Ah, he got hit from behind by Andrew Parr. And Thomas is right now in the 5th position. So top 3 drivers decided to stay out. McKay Johnson, Isaac Mock, and Peter Brillis. Right now, while we are at it, I am gonna come in here and dial up one of our drivers, and let's think about who we want to dial up here. Let's dial up our leader here, McKay Johnson here. McKay, it's Marty up here in the booth. You got a copy? Sorry to interrupt you there while you're in the middle of talking on the radio.
No, you're good. What's up?
All right, so nice charge early here, but obviously anything can happen at Daytona. But how's your truck feeling at the moment?
You know, it's feeling pretty good. It's feeling fast. I think we're drafting, staying pretty smooth. I'm liking the truck we got.
What's the big key going to be here? I know there's a lot of racing left to go, but what do you feel like is the big key to victory tonight?
It's just going to be stay close to the front and stay clean. I think the damage.
Okay. All righty. Well, we wish you the best of luck. All right.
All right. Appreciate it.
That's McKay Johnson in the off-pace racing entry. Now let's talk with the driver he's going to restart next to here on this restart, and that being Isaac Mock. Isaac, it's Marty up in the booth. You got a copy?
What's up, buddy?
Nothing much. How's this Tundra feeling at the moment?
Oh, this thing is bad fast. We are having a ton of fun. We're about to have a chance to get this thing back out here in the lead and show them what we're made of here.
I got to tell you what, either the restart or a lap after the green flag, whether it be the start or the restart, it's been pretty wild today. Do you think it could be the wildest here?
I think they're always wild here. You got guys that think they have to lead and guys who can't figure out where they want to go, and we all meet in the middle and fighting for real estate, trying to keep it clean and trying to find a way to the front or in the back if you find it safer. So, I mean, like I said, there's people going everywhere every restart of these places, man.
All right. Well, best of luck, and hopefully we talk to you later on tonight.
Thank you, buddy. Hope we're putting on a good show for y'all.
Absolutely. Isaac Mock restarting on the outside of row number 1. Peter Brillis and Sean McCarver, row number 2. Row number 3, Casey Gilchrist and Thomas Ridgeway. Row 4, Jonathan Tuckness and Brandon Ashkanian. Ryan Libby, Ryan Mullis. Pardon me, Matthew Stanford. And Ryan Libby round out the top 10. Again, bear with me as well if you're a regular viewer of Slide Job Racing Network and my voice sounds a little bit different today. Currently finishing up a cold here at the moment, under the weather, so try my best not to get my voice all loud and stuff like that. Trying to conserve it a bit as well for a big broadcast we've got going on Saturday. But we are back to green here on lap 20. Low side had the advantage, but the high side now starts to push in the corners. And that gives Mock the lead with the help of Makara. Gilchrist in the 46 of Libby. Ishkanian also as well, but a lot of drivers jockeying around left and right, but here come Makara and Gilchrist looking for the race lead. I believe they are teammates. Don't quote me on that. They just have the similar wrap, similar livery. But it's Isaac Mock that led that lap of the line with a push from Brandon Ishkanian. Ishkanian, always someone you have to watch out for very closely. And hey, breaking news. Who saw this coming? Huggins and Long, the third lane opening up for them. As they want to go for the race lead. Will these be the two cats you have to beat tonight? Especially if we get a late race restart. We'll just have to see what happens. Now 71 and 31 starting to fade back just a little bit. And Long, oh no! There they go again. Around goes Ridgeway. Third caution of the night is out, and we've got more issues. Dwayne Simons, Matthew Stanford, spin into the pits. Yuck. Makara also capturing a piece of the accident. Caution number 3 is out. And we saw it in real time. Let's get you a good view of how this started. 3 wide. Once again. But this time it was just a bump draft by the 31 that gets the 71. Thomas Ridgeway, nowhere to go. And she just on for the ride here. And then Simons gets into Stanford as everyone has it going. As they spin, and as Simons has no control, T-bones the front end of Thomas Ridgeway. Real time. On board with Thomas. Trying everything to save it. Ryan Mullis as he tries to dodge a bullet. Let's go to Dwayne Simons. Let's see if we have a nice soundbite of Stanford from here. We do. Nice 360 on the pit road. Can we clear that black flag? Just for the heck of it? So. But that has, from the sounds of it, may have ended Thomas Ridgeway's day. And yes, he joins William in the garage. Not the way the Ridgeways want their opening race of the season to go. As we get set to come back to the green flag, let us know who you're rooting for in this race and where you're watching from. I know it's a busy night for a lot of people. You know, NFL kickoff happening tonight between the Chiefs and the Lions. U.S. Open semifinals. I've been keeping my eye on the U.S. Open all week. Not sure if they finished up that stupid protest that was going on down there. And it doesn't sound like that it has restarted. Well, nope, I think they did get it back going. So ready for this restart, which will happen on lap number 25. Peter Brillis, Isaac Mock, Brandon Ishkany, and Ryan Libby, Casey Gilchrist. That's the top 5 as we go back to green. Nice push by Ishkanian to the tailgate of Brillis. Now Ishkanian shifts upstairs to work with teammate Isaac Mock as they look to go 1-2. And now Mock decides, okay, I'll go inside. I'll go for this race lead. Top 11 drivers all under a blanket. One driver below the... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Another one. And one hard in the inside wall, if not signed to stop. That's Brillis, Johnson, and I believe as well Dennis Warren's in the 90. How does this keep happening? I mean, you guys only have one quick repair for crying out loud. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at this one. So I think the 31 got on the back of the 73, and then nowhere to go, the 18 and the 90. I think that may have been the same bump draft that caused the other accident. Oh! Hard hit for Warrens. The aftermath just with a sharp angle. And that safer barrier. Let's watch in real time. Same spot too, I think. I think the 31 just had a bad bump draft. Let's watch. I want to watch the 31 here. If a bump draft caused that. Let's rewind it. Oh, Brillis checked up, move high. And Gilchrist just didn't see that coming. That was the cause of that incident. So while we're at it, let's talk about what's coming up here for Replacements Racing League. Next Thursday night, the series has their first short track race of the year at Bristol Motor Speedway. Broadcast begins at 8:30 p.m. on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. A look at as well on what's coming up on the Slide Job Racing Network. Here. Monday night, a new season of Coast to Coast Racing League competition is back for Monday Night Madness, one of the best dirt series in the world. Heads to Lernerville Speedway. Kick off the year with the 360 sprint cars. And from the sounds of it, I believe the Raiders series is returning. So we've got 3 series for you. We'll be doing Rebels and Renegades, obviously. And we're definitely looking forward to those races. And that'll be on the Slide Job Racing Network, beginning at just around 7:45, 8 p.m. Tuesday night is the season finale of Colgan Racing Experience at Langley. Pretty much have your champion already wrapped up in the bag. And that's the number 17 team, owned by Austin Edwards. And so we'll be looking forward to that one. So ready for the restart. As we come to lap number 29. Isaac Mock, Ryan Libby, Ryan Mullis, Matthew Stanford, Jason Hand round out the top 5 as we're set to come back to the green on lap number 29. So Mock maybe a little bit too far ahead off that jump. See if Mullis can get a nice draft off of the 16 as they go down the super stretch. Now again, watch the 8 and the 98 closely like we've been watching all night long. They've been working up on the 3rd groove, and they are teamed up once again. Stanford in that 2nd position as Huggins and Long give him the push. Believe this would be the first lap run of the day for Matthew Stanford as it is. Here comes Huggins throwing his way through the middle. Leaving Stanford out to dry, and he's in the ball. Long is loosey-goosey trying to save it. Oh my goodness, he is trying everything to hang on to it. We go yellow once again. Ah, my goodness. Stanford in the wall once more. I mean, I don't know what these guys can do except to race with a lot more patience than normal. I mean, for Pete's sakes, there was 40 laps to go, not 4 to go. All I'm going to say on that. Just my take there. Okay. Here's a look. Have to rewind it just a little bit more. Going for the lead. And Long just tried to clear up, unfortunately. He was not fully clear. Put Stanford in the wall. You see, first off, Long trying everything to save it, but there was this huge checkup in the back as Simons get into the 81 and cause the spin. It was something else. Oh, was it the 73? Brillis up in the 25 of Simons. Oh, a hard crash, and up in the air goes Brillis. A lot like William Ridgway, but this time Brillis goes up and over. Then Stanford goes around off the bumper of the 97 of Andrew Parr. That's our big one of the night, folks. I'm going to watch and see what happened with Stanford once more. I think at that point there, he was just in like an I don't care mood or something. Real-time shot. Let's see what a speed shot has for us here. What do onboards have for us? Here's Dwayne Simons. Heavy incident. Andrew Parr. He's got in the back of 2 trucks there. Matthew Stanford. Heavy crash. We don't have anything with Peter Brillis? Are you kidding me? Give us an onboard Brillis. Come on, guys. Give us something. Give me something in the aftermath. Here we go. Oh, man, that's wicked. Look at that. The entire front end was just torn off. That new bad damage model looks pretty good immediately afterwards, but then seconds afterwards, it comes right back in. So that just took a lot of good drivers out with the chance to win it. And we're not even at the halfway point. And let's just give a reminder here that the drivers were told in announcements today, my ask is only to have patience with the growing community. So, and cautions will be looked at and penalties will be given out throughout the race. I know there's a lot of excitement to be back, yes. But the thing is, we're already on our 5th caution, not even at the halfway point. I don't know if that's a cool thing to see at the moment here in the series' return. Well, let's see what we can do for the final 38 laps or so. Let's look at pit strategy here and show you how long each driver's stint has gone today. Some drivers have decided, you know what, let's not take tires. Let's just top off on fuel with the way the cautions are coming out and stuff like that. So set for this restart here. Ryan Libby, Sean McCarra, row 1. Perrin Huggins, Casey Gilchrist, row 2. Isaac Mock, Ryan Mullis, row 3. Brandon Ishkanian, 7th. Jason Hand, 8th. Dwayne Simons, 9th. Jonathan Tuckness runs out the top 10. 10 drivers of the 19 drivers that took the green flag tonight on the lead lap. And a bunch of them likely done for the night after that big wreck just took place. Right now, as we come back to green, we're going to turn up the volume knob. It's time to crank it up here at Daytona. Halfway home here at Daytona, and I think the memo has been given just to stay single file here until the laps start ticking down where we approach the witching hour. And it's Ryan Libby out in front now. 2 drivers decide a slingshot. Casey Gilchrist, I believe Brandon Ishkanian works with them as they try to tandem up and go for this race lead. Field makes their way off of 4. Gilchrist takes the 31, edges out Libby, and you have a new leader. Nine trucks all in this lead pack. Dwayne Simons has fallen off the pace a lot after that last accident. Now you see Ishkanian starts to work with that 31, 97 truck. Just touched the apron for just a moment. I can't tell who that was. That was Parr. So he keeps it going on board with Ishkanian. He tries to push Gilchrist, maybe possibly try and get him to clear. Entering turn 1. See the side draft. Ishkanian's trying to do that's very important with the trucks at super speedways. That side draft. Definitely key here at Daytona, but you don't want to get too loose off of 2 like Ishkanian just had a close moment for him. And now you see Gilchrist able to clear and cuts down in front of the 46. Now Gilchrist will have an edge to 3 and 4, but when you come to straightaways, watch Libby closer to see if he decides to slingshot, or even the 8 of Huggins. He decided to stay on the bottom groove for right now. Here goes Libby, upstairs for the lead. There's the push from Ishkani, a risky bump draft. You don't want to be doing that in the corners, that's for sure, or you'll likely get turned from that. There you see the push towards the tailgate as Ishkanian gives the 31. And another bump draft from Huggins to Gilchrist. I'm sorry, that was Ishkanian to Libby. And the 46 who was involved in caution 1 today edges out Gilchrist in the line by probably a couple thousandths, if not hundreds. Remember, a lot of drivers pitting just around lap number 31. This is likely a one-stop race pending overtime. A pair of drivers have decided to fade to the back for right now. Tuckness is one of them. The other one, I believe, is the 97 of Parr. And it is. That's decided to hang back in case something happens to the leaders. Gilchrist again continues to lead as he edges out the leader at the line. Gilchrist out of the New England area, or the New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine area, with just nearly a 3,000 I rating coming on into the night. Perrin Huggins has decided, though, to shift lanes up top. Decides not to work with the 31 anymore. He wants to take the 3 G8 back to the top spot. Huggins with an incredible I rating. Works with the big guys big time. Well over 6,000 I rating on the oval down in the Carolinas. Can he clear the 31? Oh, man! Hang on a second. Someone had a close call. Was that Barr? That was an odd situation, like his controller disconnected. Huggins clears the 31. There's a bump draft. The field goes through 3 and 4. As Huggins puts the 8 back out front. Gilchrist wants it back. He slingshots to the outside. Libby wants to work with them. 5 up top, 3 on the bottom. Oh, Libby decides to make it 3 wide. Risky play there as Gilchrist tries the side draft. Ishkanian decides he's going to work with his buddy in the 46. They've worked together a lot throughout the day. Can the Lib put it out to the front? Tell you just about a minute ago, Ryan Mullis took the number 9 truck into the pits and called it a night. So it leaves 10 drivers on the racetrack as things stand. But if you can listen to the engines very closely, if you can hear well like I can, and there you see it there, that is lap traffic ahead. Dwayne Simons in the 25. Let's show you the speed he's running. 160 miles an hour, about 20 mile an hour difference. Let's remember he was involved in that last caution flag last time by. So the leaders will approach him very quickly. Libby back out front at Daytona. Mock giving a sweet push. The driver of that number 8, Huggins, decides to block the high side. Opens up the door for the 16. Checks up the high side. Surprised Libby didn't make a slingshot to leave the 8 out to dry. Opens a big chance for Isaac Mock to take the lead. And look who's second on the inside. That's the 00 of Jason Hand, who's been pretty quiet in this race so far today. But now Huggins with a chance to lead at the start-finish line, which he barely does. Now we've got 25 to go at Daytona. Big cut down from Huggins. The high side again, like we talked about earlier today. That's the big advantage in the draft. We've been live for over an hour, and if you've just joined us, we're glad you could join us here on Oh, hang on, big wreck. Top 2 get into it. Huggins and Libby, and same with the 71, who were all involved in that first yellow flag. This time their caution comes off at turn 4. And this makes things very interesting with 24 to go. Obviously, everybody's going to pit. But if this turns into if this goes green to the end, what is fuel mileage going to be like? That is the question I have. Well, let's look from an aerial shot here. Was it a bump draft from Ishkanian? Yeah, I talked about it earlier. The bump draft's way, way too risky in the corners. And you see Ishkanian pays the price himself as he was involved. Makara tried to dodge a bullet. Dodged the first one, couldn't dodge the second one. Real time. Ouch, that was a hard hit. A blazing hit for truck number 8. We have a nice speed shot that can help us out with this one. Right here. Oof. That car just completely stopped as well. Had no momentum for a little bit. All right, let's ride on board with Libby here. You know what? Hang on. I'm going to go for the rear end. All right, here's Huggins. It's tough to hear it from above the roof, but inside the car, you can hear it. It was a very hard hit. Of course, everybody's going to come in here for the stop. Huggins already made a pit stop. And it was for a quick repair and fuel. Did not want to go for an extra lap, so we decided to start from the back for this upcoming restart. So race off pit road was won by Makara. Gilchrist second, Mock third, Hand fourth, Tuckness rounded out the top 5. So as the drivers get ready to come back to the green flag, 22 to go. Let's see if we can talk with the driver here. Let's talk with Sean Macara. Sean, I believe this is you. It's Marty in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Good, man. So, I guess I'll begin with this. You good to go on field the rest of the way, or how you looking?
Think that caution came out right at the end of the tank, so we should be okay, but I don't think green, white checkers if we go all the way.
Alrighty. Well, how do you look at these final 22 laps here? I mean, you got Casey next to you here for this restart. What's the game plan for you in these final laps as we get set to come back to green?
All the field's thinned out quite a bit, so it's pretty easy to flip track position from the front to the back at this point. So probably just chill for the next 18 laps or so. Try to make it cleanly there, and then sort out the end.
Alrighty. Well, wishing you best of luck rest of the way. All right.
All right, thank you.
We figure out what chat you're in SMK, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Sean Macara getting set to go back to green as the leader. With just over 20 to go. So here we go for the restart. A 20-lap battle to the finish. Who will be good to go on fuel and who won't? We'll find out. Stack up on the inside row. As everyone tries to gain as much speed as they can. Macara holds serve. Mock behind him. Here comes Mock to slingshot for the lead. Tuckness decides to drop back the 94. He's been quiet near the front, so he's got that patient conservative strategy. So he wants to be up there, right place, right time. Now Jason Handon, Perrin Huggins to side. Let's move up to the outside. See what we can do. Hand to the lead for, I believe this is the first time that he has led in this race. And so Hand and Huggins cut low in front of the 31. Mock with an opening inside for third. Now here's where I look at the race here in the final set of laps here. Since this is a fuel mileage race, the guys with the slight advantage are guys like Huggins and Makara, because if you ride on board, pull up the dash, briefly they're lifting. And that helps them save fuel. You get that right there. That they're saving fuel right there. That's what Huggins is doing right there. Trying to make sure he's got enough to go the distance. The guys that don't have the advantage, the top two, Makara and Gilchrist, right? Because they are the foot's all the way down to the floorboard. You can't lift, because if you lift, you're going to get wrecked. See if anyone makes a cut up to the outside. Dwayne Simons, by the way, was able to stay on the lead lap. So was not the free pass. I believe the free pass on that last caution flag was Brandon Ishkanian. But Makara with the push from Libby, who was just involved in the last yellow. Both him and Makara were involved in the last yellow. Look to go 1-2, 17 to go. Still, it's been a beautiful sunset this entire night. Don't believe they turned on the time. Nope, time is normal. Gosh, I would have loved to see a sunset to night transition. That would have been fun. Makara cuts down. Libby is left out to dry. Absolutely nowhere to go. Gilchrist thought about lifting up, but Libby has the lane. He decides to go down low. Now Gilchrist decides, okay, I'll take the outside instead. I'll have my turn at leading a lap. And so out in front, Gilchrist goes to the race lead. Rylander 63, a driver in the race, said not how I wanted to end my race tonight. Believe that was Ryan Mullis, if I were to guess. Not too sure. As Makara has Gilchrist cleared and Levy moves to second. Here comes Isaac Mock, and that's 16, as he has found his way back in the fourth position. Andrew Parr in that 97, not racing for the win, but he's in that lead pack. 2 laps down, so he needs at least 3 yellows if he wants a chance at winning this race. At least 3 yellows, because Ishkanian would be the first free pass. Then Andrew Parr would need 2 free passes to have a chance at winning this one. You see Makara again, the bump draft to Gilchrist, as the field works down the back. Libby looks outside, just peeked for a moment, and he may have something. Hand wants to go with him. Gilchrist read it perfectly. Leaves the 71 out to dry. Libby takes it 3 wide for the lead. 14 to go, new leader. Libby puts the 46 out in front, but he's got company behind him. Hand wants it to the lead. Oh, man, Gilchrist was not going to lose it that easily. He wants it badly. Aerial shot down the back. Isaac Mock works well with Jason Hand and move the 00 and 16 out to the point. And Libby behind the 16 by a truck length and a half. And so it's Jason Hand in the Team Watson ride. Haven't seen him up front a lot today. Does he have enough fuel to go the distance? That's the thing. This is like playing a game of possum. You can let the other guy lead. Anybody playing chicken right now? And doesn't want to play chicken. He wants to take the risk. One driver outside by himself. It's Perrin Huggins. He may fall all the way to the back. Ishkanian, remember that 19, he's the free pass car. A yellow puts him back in the race. And with 10 drivers on this racetrack, he would restart outside of row number 5. Here comes the middle lane to work once again. Gilchrist and Makara. Keep your eye out on the 94 Tuckness. If we get a yellow, because we've been talking about the fact that he's been playing patient. If we get a yellow flag, I don't think he's going to be playing patient anymore. But hand stuck in the middle, Isaac Mock takes the 16 out to the lead. We're coming to 11 laps to go. Gilchrist and Libby, truck to truck, and now Gilchrist pulls up with Mock for the race lead. Two by two amongst, counting that, I think that's 8 trucks right now. Could be 9 if Tuckness gets into the battle. 10 laps to go at Daytona. Do they have enough to go the distance? And that's the big question right now. On board the 16, Clean Air ahead of them. See Libby all over the back of that 16. Don't want to have a bump draft in the corner cause a yellow. So there are 9 laps remaining. Mock could be a sitting duck here in these final 9 laps, because the driver behind may lay up just a little bit and try and make a slingshot down the back. Try and go for that win. But, you know, when you look at the trends here in past online iRaces that I've done at Daytona, they reckon turn number 2, and the leader can go home scot-free to the finish line. That's what happened in the last Daytona race that we've broadcasted. Hand and Huggins want to work together along with Gilchrist. There's a bump by Huggins towards the 00. And Hand is up with that 16 for the lead. Oh, and Huggins decides to thread the needle. Leave Jason Hand out to dry. I'm pretty sure that the 00 will remember that one. And decide, hey, if I'm battling for the 8 for the win, I'm going to make sure I pass it. But look at the traffic ahead. Dwayne Simons decides to stay right next to that safer barrier. Class move. 7 to go. Libby just barely touches the apron. Huggins leading and trying to pinch the low line down to that apron. Big push by Gilchrist. Huggins to the front. Oh, man, what a cut down. In front of the 16. Way too close to call. 6 laps to go at the stripe. 7 trucks. A chance to win it inside of a second of each other. So Simons goes another lap down. Actually, he just went 1 lap down, I should say. And so Ishkanian and Simons racing for the free pass, the teammates. And Ishkanian, to no surprise, currently has it. Oh, Gilchrist tried to side draft off a Mock in turn 3. And that was very, very tight. Five laps to go at the World Center of Racing. Ishkanian decides to back out of it. Let Tuckness go. He's back in the lead path. Patience is over. It's time for him to go to work. Gilchrist trying to block both lanes. And the cream is starting to rise to the top here in the final laps of this one. Huggins gives him the bumper into turn 3. Mock and Makara. Door to door for third. Huggins decides to move up top here. 10 miles to go at the World Center of Racing. Will they have enough to go the distance is the question. And let's go back to that pit strategy. We talked about the window being 21 to 21 laps. They are on lap 18 or 19 of this cycle. And if you are in the draft, you may have a shot at it. Gilchrist and Huggins were leading earlier in this one. But now this is the time where you don't even give a darn about fuel saving. Your foot is all the way down to the floorboard with 3 laps of racing to go. Huggins can't clear. Him and Gilchrist still side by side into turn 1. Tuckness in the 6th position. Believe this has been one of the highest spots he's been in the second half of this race. Looked for the lead earlier, now decides to make the third groove work. And he's got a shot at it. Does anyone go all the way up on the top shelf to block him? We'll see what happens here. 2 circuits remaining at Daytona. Who will win in the return of the Replacements Racing League? They have not raced in just about a year. Bristol was the last time they raced. Tuckness has the push from Ryan Libby. And he's got a huge run down the back straightaway. 3 wide, Tuckness, top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. But the middle groove works out for Parrot Huggins. And there's some slight contact between him and the 31. It's 2 by 2 off for turn 4. They see the white flag. 1 to go. Lot of blocking between Huggins and Makara. Will they have enough to make it to the distance? Gilchrist with the edge over Mock. And Mock won't be able to slingshot down the super stretch because the 8 is right there. Everyone trying to side draft like their life depends on it. The 46 of Libby by himself on the outside. He won't have a shot to win this race. As the field goes through 3 and 4 for the final time. Does anyone have anything for Casey Gilchrist? Everybody wrecking behind him. Casey Gilchrist in the home stretch. Casey Gilchrist blocking. He spins and wins. Oh, baby, what a finish. Hand second. Tuckness third. Makara fourth. Libby rounds out the top 5. But it's Casey Gilchrist in car number 31 that takes the win. We're going to show you the wreck here as the field was steaming to the finish line. Very weird, though, not to see a last lap pass happen. But here's another shot at it coming to the checkered flag. You see, let's try and rewind that if we can. 16-8 hook. Everybody was crashing. And Tuckness tried to give Hand a slingshot. They got the 31 loose. And Tuckness nearly had the 0-0 here. 31 trying everything he could do to block. I'm going to play this for you in slow motion here. Hand looked high. Gilchrist blocked. Tuckness looked below the double yellow line. Both of them sideways. Oh, I don't know. I think Tuckness may have had third of the line. And I believe they do. He is parked at the stripe in third. Yep, Tuckness had third at the end. So let's talk with your top 3, and we'll begin with Jason Hand. Jason, man, you had a good strategy at the end. Just where was the right place to make the move? Was it at the right time from your perspective?
Yeah, I don't know. It was just kind of hard, you know. Until they wrecked there. I was just kind of trapped behind everybody. Yeah, I don't. Maybe off of 4. I was trying to get out of line so I could maybe go to the top and try to make a run because I just couldn't go anywhere on the bottom, being stuck in there like that. But I'm happy with the finish. I kind of messed up there a little bit and went down. I probably could have got second.
Hug and stitch you there late in the race when you were going for the race lead. Did you have that remembered in your brain?
Yeah. So what I was trying to do, because Dwayne was, we had the lap car up there, and I was trying to get a little bit of pull so we could, kind of get past the inside lane. And then I heard 3 wide, and I'm like, oh, I got dumped.
Well, hey, you had a great run tonight. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I want to give a shout-out to the league, RRL. Glad to be up and going again. Give a little shout-out to Wild Gosselin Racing, Team Watson Racing setups. And then glad to have you aboard as our broadcaster.
All right, well, thank you so much. Great run tonight, and looking forward to next week.
Yep, same here. Have a good night.
You as well. Alrighty, let me make sure that this is Jonathan Tuckness here. I don't know if this is him or Casey. Is this Jonathan or Casey?
This would be Casey.
Okay, I'll get you back in just a moment.
Appreciate it.
We'll get Jonathan Tuckness in here. Jonathan, man, nice run. I saw your strategy that was taking place late in the going, and I was actually a fan of what you were trying to do here. Stay patient throughout the race, and then, work your way up, right place, right time. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough for you, but you got to be happy with the second place finish, no doubt.
I'm not going to complain. It's just a law of attrition, trying to keep your nose clean until the end. I did save my fast repair in case we got a green-white checkered. I just kept getting my damage repaired every time we got a caution. Unfortunately, we had a bunch of cautions. Fortunately for me, it let me save the fast repair. So I could, make a really late race push, and if something happened, we could still come back and have a second shot at it. Just tried to be smart. It's not about, it's chess, not checkers.
Exactly. Exactly. That's how I look at it, Daytona too. You tried that third groove, which worked well early in the race. How come? Why do you think it wasn't working really that well late in the race? Was it depending on who was pushing you behind?
I probably start a little replacements beef here. I think the top line works really good if you got somebody good helping you. Ryan Libby and I have had a bunch of races together. We have wrecked each other, and I have probably wrecked him more than he's wrecked me. When I got to the top and he was on my bumper, I was thinking, well, either we're gonna let bygones be bygones, and he's gonna shove me to the front, or maybe he's gonna leave me out to dry and say this is for Stafford 2 years ago. I don't know. I don't think he was pushing that well. I got behind him and tried to shove him as best I could. I just saw a hole in the bottom and I left him hanging. I probably need to send him some iRacing credits for that. But I think the top works as long as you're bumper to bumper. You put any space in there and it doesn't work as well.
Who do you want to give shout outs to?
Big shout out for Warren's Racing having me on the team. D-Dub Button Box, which changes on the fly. Perfect. I do have my own Twitch channel, iTuckles at Twitch. Come check that out. And a special shout out, of course, to the McConey Setup Shop, putting out what I race and what I feel are the best setups on the system. So I appreciate you.
Alrighty, well done tonight, and looking forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you, Marty.
That's Jonathan Tuckness, our second place finisher. Let's go to our winner in Victory Lane, Casey Gilchrist. Casey, that was not easy. How's it feel to have a breath of fresh air make it into Victory Lane?
Definitely still trying to breathe, that's for sure. Thanks for having me up here right now. This is kind of a surreal moment. I wasn't expecting this coming in. Obviously being new here, great group of guys. It was a lot of fun racing with everybody tonight. Obviously we had a couple cautions there at the beginning. Whatever was going on after we cleaned that up there, the rest of the race was really good, hard battling. A lot of guys just good, hard, clean racing the way it really should be. So thanks again to Brandon and everything you do, man. I know it's not easy putting one of these on, so appreciate you and respect you for doing what you do. So,
did you expect to be a sitting duck off turn 2, like the drivers behind to lay off on you just a little bit and try and get that huge toe to slingshot by you?
yeah, I almost kind of saw it coming, and I was like, I don't know if they're gonna have enough of a run. And then I saw the run coming, and I was like, I got one chance to block, and I threw the block, and I knew it was a pretty clean block. Yeah, obviously, any situation like that, anybody's gonna do what they got to do. So I, made sure it was a clean block. I threw it, and obviously, me and Jason had a good little battle there at the end. So, like I said, it was exciting, heart pounding, good finish for everybody. So, no, props to everybody.
Well, next week we've got Bristol. How are you feeling going to that track next week?
All about rhythm, man. All about rhythm when you go to Bristol. You just got to get in the groove and try to not go a lap down early. Maintain, keep all the fenders on it. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm a short track guy. I like short tracks. So
who do you want to thank for this one?
First and foremost, want to thank Brandon for obviously putting this on, putting all the hard work in, putting this lead together, and getting us all out here tonight. So first and foremost to him. Second, definitely to you, Marty, for coming out broadcast and taking the time to put on a good show and give us something to go back and watch here. So appreciate your time tonight. I just want to thank my teammate Sean tonight for helping me. Isaac did a great job pushing me tonight, and then just want to thank all my sponsors tonight. So great job all around tonight, everybody. It was a fun night.
Congratulations on the win, man. Enjoy it.
Appreciate it, man.
Casey Gilchrist, he is your winner in Victory Lane this evening. Jonathan Tuckness, second. Third, Jason Hand. Sean McCarra, fourth. Fifth, Ryan Libby. Perrin Huggins, sixth. Isaac Mock, seventh. Dwayne Simons, eighth. Brandon Ishkanian, ninth. And 10th was Andrew Parr. 11th, Ryan Mullis. 12th, Peter Brillis. 13th, Dakota Long. 14th, Matthew Stanford. 15th, McKay Johnson. 16th, Dennis Warrens. 17th, Thomas Ridgway. 18th, William Ridgway. And 19th, Zach Skotnicki. Again, next week we'll be at Bristol Motor Speedway. Start time 8:30 p.m. You can watch it right here on Slide Job Racing Network. That'll do it for us here. On behalf of the Replacements Racing League, all the fine drivers and sponsors, Brandon Kane and his fine group of admins, Maurice DeCalis signing off here, saying so long for tonight. Congratulations to Casey Gilchrist as he takes the season opener at Daytona International Speedway. So long.